The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for the Diagnostic Trading Hour with your host, Darrell Martin.
And I got Lou from Fairfield, Connecticut, man. How you doing, Lou?
I'm doing good, Darrell. And I got to tell you, you're not just blowing hot air out there. I think the way you look at the market is terrific. You're a nice guy as far as over the TV. All the research you do, all the homework you do, I truly appreciate it. I appreciate your view of the market. It's awesome.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Darrell Martin.
Alrighty, folks, we're coming back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. I'm your host, Darrell Martin, right here on TFNN.com. And don't forget, you can check us out on your mobile phone, TFNN.MOBI. Let's check out where the markets are at right now. We got the S&P is up 9 points. Russell's up 5. We got Nasdaq up 24. Dow screaming on up 98 points on the day. We got copper right now. Copper is down 1.5%. We got gold is down 0.75%, with silver down over 1% on the day. Going on over to our energy markets on oil. Oil is currently down 1%, moving down solid. Lots of good movement right there in our commodities. We got natural gas down about 2%. Corn is almost down 1% on the day, along with soybeans. Hopping on over to FX markets. Nice, good post-FOMC day. Everything's rocking and rolling. Pound dollar's up 97 pips. Euro dollar is up 54. We got the euro pound down 20 pips. And dollar franc down 70. Dollar yen is currently up 36. Euro yen is up 98 pips on the day. We got the Aussie yen up 57. And dollar index currently, what do we got? Down 0.056. And we got soybeans is down 7 ticks on the day right now. All right, well, that gets us caught up with our current lunchtime market wrap. Let's check out a little bit of yesterday. I had to step. I got some internet upgrades that needed to be taking place, and so missed a little bit of it. And I'm like, really, we got to schedule this during FOMC? So I'm all like on my phone trying to trade. But anyway, that's the beautiful thing about trading on Nadex. You can do it on your phone, and just got to get yourself a little, side 3G, 4G connection there to get a little bit of charts going on. All right. So yesterday had an awesome day of oil. I talked about doing this, the spike striker trade on oil inventory days. And as you can see, you go over here, it gets in a short volume spike on the day, keeps moving down, goes south right in at 10 a.m., gives another one, top of the hour, goes on down south, gets another one in the middle of the hour, that one doesn't trigger. Doesn't trigger the first one right there, or that third one. And then it says, hey, we're done. Let's go on up, and we finish in the money. So just several good trades right in a row. Market moving pretty much right on the expectations of the oil inventory move, so which is obviously what we expect, and so just a good overall day right there. Not a lot of spikes before or after, not uncommon, especially on oil inventory. But perfect oil inventory spike strikers, and those ranges just staying right in focus. So we can go through the FOMC. We'll come back to that because that'll take a little bit more time on the show there. Let's go ahead and bring up what we got on the Russell. So on the Russell right up here, and, well, that's the wrong button to hit. There we go. Okay, so looking at the Russell and checking out where it's at, lots of good profit poppers, momentum scalps going on. And so go down, just take a quick profit, goes down again, takes profit, goes down right there, just sort of chilling on out. So, but lots of momentum scalping going on. Pretty much most of the day. So just a little bit quiet in the first thing, then turns around, goes on back up. Then all of a sudden we get this nice move down. Coming right down to about a deviation move, not quite over here, a little bit later in the day. Moved on down, flipped around on you, may have caught you right there in the last couple, but then he gave you a nice ride on back up. And a reminder that the momentum scalps are really, really simple. We just look for blue, which is actual volume, exceeding the expectation, which is that little yellow line right there. And we go in the direction of the bar. And I use diagnostic bars. It's sort of like a Renko bar, but a lot more advanced. Uses price action. And bar may last a second, like these yellow lines right here tell me the bar lasted less than a second. Or it may go hours. But when it closes and it moves the set number of ticks, in this case 14 ticks from open to close, then it will make a new bar. As soon as it makes a new bar, set a entry 3 ticks below the bar, set a stop loss right above it there, and basically I take profit, 14 ticks from the close of that bar. That was my trigger bar, or 11 ticks lower from my entry. And so you're like entry. I mean, it's all the way down. And then you have a couple where it stopped around on you, and then you go entry. I mean, all the way up. And you're getting in here, out here, in here, out here, in here. I mean, just over and over again. You're talking 20 or 30 trades, clearing, about $100 or so a pop. And, after fees and everything else included. So not too shabby. It's a couple $1,000s right there. All right, going on in and looking at the Nasdaq. We can see how that did, of course. Also, same day. And on Nasdaq, got a bit of a reversal going on over here. But we also had momentum scalps just like crazy all the way down. Again, that one flipped on you again, but you got to ride it back up. A little choppy right there, but again, just kept going and gave you a nice move. And when we got right up here, we're basically turning the thing off because we're getting right back at a 1 deviation move, as you can see. And so it's time just to chill out and let the market do its thing. But, I mean, it was just all day just firing off. And let's check out, of course, gold. Some massive after-hour moves there. And, we got this big move on the release. So big, like about, I want to say it was about 10 points right there. And moved on down. And this is with FOMC going on, and we still got within our deviation move because we moved up about a third of a deviation, then we moved down 0.7 of a deviation. As you can see, this green line here says what's the retracement from the high, and so it basically moved down 1 deviation from the high, and that was the FOMC day. So with a bigger move, expected move day, it went in, it pulled the implied volatility out, what's in the options market, accounted for that, and let you know when is this thing going to be done. And that's why when I post on the site, I don't just post what the deviation levels are, I also post what a deviation move is. So that way you can measure that high to low, and you can stay on top of that. And it just makes a massive difference in your trading when you have a market-built, objective expectation, not a how far you want it to go expectation going on. And just to show you, like I said, we post these every day inside the scanner. And we got, for Nadex here, we got the spread scanner, we got the binary scanner. We also include deviations. We don't just include them on Nadex instruments. We include them on instruments not even listed on Nadex, but we got, tons of Forex pairs. We got futures, ES, NQ, TF, YMCL, NG, GC, HG, SI, corn, soybeans, multiple of the FX ones right there. And as you can see, we list over here on the side, what is a 1 deviation move? What is a half deviation move? And then we say, well, what is that from settlement? So that gives you a nice easy number from settlement. But if it goes up like, 0.5 and then down to negative 0.5, well, that'd be a deviation from high to low. So that's why you want to know what that deviation itself is. And that wraps up gold right there. Going on in, looking at iron condor trade on euro dollar. Picking that one on up. And let's see here. There we go. So on your dollar, I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can do these, but we like to go in and do iron condors on these, and we look at different time frames, like 90 minutes before, an hour before, announcements come out, things like that. And so, I have some traders that will send in different trades to me, and had several traders saying that, they know that, because I've talked about it, that the market usually will go pretty flat, like 12 to 1, basically 12 to 2, really. And so it told you what the expectations were of movement. And as you can see, it stayed really well within those expectations. And let's see what else we have on the list. Oh, let me update that. And we also had some stuff going on yesterday. Iron condors right here. I mean, just look at, here's the pound dollar. Here's 1 hour iron condors. Now you could look at 2 hour and 4 hour iron condors as well. But just look at how it stays within that range over and over again. So if you can get anywhere even close to a break even on the top or bottom side of the range, because a lot of times it'll come right back in the range. Okay, even like this where it breaks out, notice how it comes on back in. And so if you can just do it over and over and just collect a little bit each time, you're rocking. And, if you break even or lose a little bit occasionally, but more often than not, hour after hour after hour, you're going to bring something in, then that's awesome, especially when it's high implied volatility days. Our days to look at that. We had a lot of news come on out this morning. We had natural gas inventories come on out. And look at that. That's our expected move on natural gas for the oil inventory report. And check it out. It goes right down to it. Bam. Doesn't trigger a spike striker to go long. Okay? Doesn't trigger one to go long. That doesn't mean you couldn't go long, but when would you want to go long? So I want you to think about this. If you're watching this and we're saying, hey, oil is going to move on down, or not oil, but natural gas is going to move on down to 3,900. And by the way, 99 is also, in case you didn't notice, one deviation move. So not only do we have the expectation that it'll move down here, but that is at the deviation line. So we really expect the market to fly down there, stop, and go flat or turn around. Well, not only do you have, a perfect move for either doing a straddle or an iron condor based on the cost, okay? Even an iron butterfly or a strangle. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can play this. And you had the expectations. Expectations were perfectly hit. But you also have the ability to look at, and I talked about this. I talked about this on natural gas. I talked about it on oil. Market flies down. You get a spike trigger. It doesn't trigger on the 5 or the 10. What makes it trigger? It triggers when it breaks the previous bar's high. Okay, so these were the 3 bars involved in the 5-minute volume spike. This bar needs to break that bar's high. It doesn't happen. We're at a 1 deviation line. We also get a 10-minute one. Okay, so this bar needed to break that bar's high. It didn't happen. I'm still expecting it to pull back or at least go flat. We're at a 1 deviation level. It drops down. It pulls up a little bit. So profit taking going on. People, that's firms knowing what their deviations are. That's why I talk about this all the time, saying you need to know your implied deviation levels. Because if you don't have these diagnostic deviations, which are just implied volatility based, you are a step behind the markets because you don't have a proper expectation on where it should stop. That's objective, that a computer is calculating. Okay? So I learned this from floor traders, teaching it to you. It gets there, it is expected to stop and either go flat or back the other way. So it goes down, boom, pops up, doesn't trigger, but right there back at the 1 deviation. We still haven't had that pop up yet. We should be done. There's nothing left to drive it further down, okay? It finally does break. That's where you could go in and you could grab an end-of-day expiration to go long. You do an in the money and at the money. You might even go for an out of the money for looking at the top of the range for the end of the day. Just like go in and calculate deviation levels to end at 230 when a natural gas pit closes. So there's a lot of ways that you can take advantage of these trades. You just got to start, thinking outside the box. This morning, let's see, on oil, like we talk about momentum scalps all the time, and looking at those. And let's see here, what do we got? This morning, we got some good activity right there, but just, moving on down a little bit more down, pushing up on the deviation level right here about this point, so we got to back off. But overall, we got some good momentum scalps on it. And not the best morning on oil, but not a bad morning at all. All right, you'll stay right there. We'll be back right after this.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details, and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Darrell takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
All right, folks, going back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour, and again, going over looking at we were looking at oil, and then now we're looking on checking out the indices. A little bit choppy flat, but still got some movement on them, but nothing just massive to write home about. Dow had that nice 100-point move, and but it's just sort of been slowly creeping its way up there, and. Post FOMC day, lots of orders, lots of stops being hit. It's moving on back up to where their stops are at, and just doing its thing. All right, let's go ahead and let's take a look here. And let me close these out. We don't need all of these anymore. And we'll hop on over here, and let's check out where we're at on the morning news releases. And we're at on the news plan to make sure that you got everything you need. All right. So, pardon me. On the upcoming news releases for today, tomorrow, all that, what do we have left? Let's see. We had U.S. building home starts. Came on out this morning. And let me pull that one up on a chart for you as well. We'll get that going. By the way, I got a gold chart up. I just want to review this real quick. But yeah, we busted through. I was doing a trade the other night with some traders. I'm like, hey, it's going to go down. I'm like, it's going to, wow. Yeah, we went right down to there. We're talking about it busting this level and going short and it hitting down here. Came on down while we were talking, nailed it. Then went on further down. Kept going, actually broke through every magnet level. We're going to have to go back and get some more magnets. Yeah, it's coming right back up though, to that magnet. To the tick came to that magnet level. These are ones I plotted previously. So that would require me now to go way back. And what I do is I just grab the trend on the right side and just start pulling back until I find price action, which I may have to go pretty far. I may have to actually load more data to even find it. Yeah, I'm going to go pretty far back to get some magnets down there. But gold's moving on down. And yeah, I'm 51 points up right now in a short position. That's pretty sweet. Keep on going. Okay. So we got gold right there, but let's go ahead and hop on over and let's check out the euro dollar. Okay. So let me get a new chart up over here. Right on over here. Grab that. And let's just throw that into the new. Let's put up magnets on here, make it easy. Bring that one up, and let's talk about building permits. So this morning we had building permits 8 to 10 a.m., and on that, the report came out. Minus 1 million. We expected a positive 1 million. And on our trade, we were expecting it to stay in between, basically about 30 pips of movement between 8 and 10 a.m. Let's see if we stayed inside that range. Entering at 8 o'clock right here, going to 10 a.m. And we got 14 pips. High side going on over here. We moved up 25, and we moved down. That looks like a little more than that. I think I plotted that one wrong. Let's do it again. Moved on down here. 21, but close to close 14. So if you got in 30, then that means that you were able to bring in $16 on the trade. You may have had to leg in on that trade when it popped down and popped up to be able to grab it, but it was there. All right, so we got all sorts of other things going on, too. We got Scottish independence votes happening all day. I haven't even kept up with it today, but let's see here. Let's see. Right now, it's at a no vote at 53%. That's still pretty close. So the Ipsos Mori poll for London Evening Standard just released that has a no on 53% and a yes on 47%, suggesting a slightly wider gap exit poll today will be the main focus. The pound dollar is rallied, the euro pound down on this news. So just be aware of that. That's obviously causing a little stir. And I guess we might as well, while we're talking about it, we'll go and just check out the pound dollar. And we'll bring that one on up. And be right back. We'll cover the rest of the news. But yeah, so a massive rally, up 1.5 deviations. I guess they want them to be out, or they're very happy that it looks like a no. One of the two. Stay there. We'll be back right after this.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And I wanted to say a special thanks to Austin. Sent me a T-shirt for my birthday. It was hilarious. Alrighty, folks, like all over the T-shirt and everything. He's making fun of me and enjoying it all at the same time. So good stuff. Anyway, so back on here to pound dollar. We got a nice big move going on it. So sort of backing up. But again, said expect a lot of volatility on that one. Just with that going on, we had a Bank of Japan. Governor Kurata was talking. Let's go ahead and look over at the... Let's look at the Euro Pound, too, since we're just on that pound topic. And then I'll switch on over to U.S. Yen for Japan there. But big move on Euro Pound. Talk about something that doesn't ever move. And we got a massive move on that. And sort of exploding as these polls come out. And we got a U.S. Yen going on right now. And let's see here. Here it comes. And... wow, pretty tight on the deviation levels for today, but look at that. It's right up to it from, and I measure it from 3 o'clock, by the way, if you're wondering. So as it goes over here, and pops on up, and then boom, there's the deviation move, and we hit right on a deviation on U.S. Yen today. So even with him talking last night, not a big move, but I mean, it basically drove I guess it was a pretty decent move. It drove the entire market up. He was talking from 2 to 3. And so really before his speech, we actually got a full deviation move. He talked, and it basically dropped on down back half a deviation. So got some good volatility in the yen last night. That was excellent. Or early this morning, I guess. A little bit of both, right? And then we had pound retail sells taking us back on to pound. And on pound retail sells, basically, not usually at its main trade, but looking for a potential spike striker. Let's see. Do we have a spike striker on that? Let me put that on here. Just see. There we go. And, oh yeah, we got spike strikers all over the pound dollar. What about a 430 specifically? Let's go in and look at it. And looking, it never broke. So it was there, but it never broke to give us it's looking for a buy on it. Oh, it did break right there. Yeah, we got a 440 buy. Okay, and it went on up. But maybe there's lots of spikes going on. We got some sells, buys. It works a lot better when I throw the ranges on there. And because you can sort of see when the expirations are. But let's see. We got the Euro targeted LTRO early this morning with all the other news going on. Let's see what kind of impact that had. That came out at 6:15. And right here, a little bit of a move. Nothing major, but you can tell that little spike happened right when that came out. And it sort of chilled out a little bit. But we got CAD had their foreign security purchases being released this morning. Go ahead and knock that out. Look at the dollar CAD. And there we go. Load that on up. And, okay. So with the dollar CAD and backing on down, moved down, got a nice deviation, solid deviation move on it. Had that release come out at 8:30. Which we promptly got a spike striker right there, and it popped up. Again, deviation move. It's bouncing actually right off of its settlement price, and then came on back down for a nice little move there. All right, let's go ahead and look at. I know they had a Fed chair speech on the calendar too. I want to go over that with you. See, where's that at? She's speaking. Oh, sure, yeah. So I missed that one. But 8:45 this morning. So Yellen had a little talk, and got Philly Fed manufacturing came out as well, which had so much early morning news that it sort of built up. Unemployment claims, of course, can always do spikes on those as well. They come out at 8:30, and Philly Fed, like I said, we talked about that one already, and we got weekly natural gas already covered that. For tomorrow, we got a lot of reports coming out on the dollar CAD. We're looking at iron condors on it. The reports that we're looking at on the dollar CAD specifically are the core CPI, the wholesale sales, the CPI, all coming out at 8:30. Okay, so I'll make sure I add those onto mine. And we're looking for, like I said, an iron condor on it. Let me get the exact stats for you for the iron condor we're looking for. And the trade basically is a enter at 8 for 10 a.m. expiration with a minimum profit of $30. So that's buying the lower spread, selling the upper spread to do an iron condor on that. Also, we're going to have G20 meetings are going to be starting up tomorrow, big on Saturday. Just be aware that all the head finance bigwigs and everybody else out there talking, and that can cause just random volatility if they come out and talk to the press. And so that's when I'll have up like a news stream, like Financial Juice or something like that. That's just feeding stuff in from 50 different sources, and just so I can sort of see headlines. Sometimes they pop up, and then you see a move happening, and you know it's related to that. And that's really it's not. I mean, news is always history by the time you see it, but at least you can go, okay, that was news related. What am I going to do now? And you can move on. But versus just going, okay, is the trend changing, or was that just some sort of news shock and awe thing going on? All right, we'll go on over to the to next week, and got a good head start for you already on that. Looks like we got Westpac consumer sentiment and stuff like that coming out. And if I have that on the right, yeah, on the Aussie, it's going to affect the Aussie and yen pairs. So let me pull this up for you over here so we can go ahead and I'll bring the calendar up. And So we got G20 meetings, day 2, like I said, right there. Looking on over Sunday, New Zealand dollar, Westpac consumer sentiment. That can have like an effect again on the Aussie or the yen whenever because they're opening up at 6, and you can trade them at 6 on Nadex on the spreads and the binaries both. And so just want to know that's happening. And then Japan looks like has yet another. Must be nice. Another bank holiday. They have more holidays on the. I'm going to say this wrong. Autumnal equinox day. But anyway, so that's going to be going on. That's a big holiday that'll close it down. Probably my guess is I haven't looked at the pop-up report, but I'm pretty sure that the Nikkei will be closed down as well for trading due to the bank holiday. That'll make the yen a little more lighter, and it'll pop usually pretty decent when it opens on Tuesday. Okay, so that'd be one thing to add to your calendar. Post bank holiday, usually we'll see a nice pop in the evening, like somewhere between 6 and 8. Usually between 7 and 8, we'll see a pretty big pop on the yen, like when it first opens up, when all their markets open back up after a holiday. So just a hint for you, okay? Because you think about it on Monday, but sometimes people forget about it, and so that'd really be Monday night. It wouldn't be Tuesday. I'm sorry, that'd be like Monday night when it opens back up for Tuesday. So, and I'd even watch, the Wednesday and everything else. Just those pops usually like right a day or two after those holidays are usually pretty nice on the yen. Got the German, Bubba monthly report coming out. Obviously, that can have a decent impact on the euro. 6 a.m. And we're gonna have U.S. existing home sales. That's gonna be our first trade on Monday. It's 9 to 11 a.m. And report's coming out at 10 a.m. on the existing home sales. And so. We are going to be looking for an entry at 9, no later than 9:45, with an expiration of 11 and a minimum profit of $30 on that trade. Okay, and I might even dive a little deeper into that one. We'll see, but I think we're $30 is about what we're looking at on that new home sales. Also, add to that report. If you're a copper trader, a lot of times it's not so much existing home sales. So I guess this really isn't for this report. But just a sideline note for you to put in your journal. New home sales reports, permits for building new homes, those could have a pretty decent impact on copper, okay? Because all the copper that goes into building a home. And then we go on into the China HSBC flash coming on out. So obviously Aussie and yen can be affected. That PMI is going to be out at 9:45 p.m. So, again, not really a news trade event, not yet. There is some exciting news I've seen. They're just demoing it right now. But they are working on potentially launching. This is another, what I'm excited about. It's another future traded on the SGX, the Singapore Exchange. They already have Nikkei 225 on there. And so the new China 50. So, the FTSE China 50 or whatever. So, they're looking at adding that potentially to Nadex as well, which would make all of these reports from China something we could potentially start trading by having actually access to an index when all these reports come out. So, anyways, that would be a very cool opportunity. It'd actually give you 2 reasons to get access to that exchange. It costs a little bit of money for it. So, it's like $70, $80. It's worth it, but, if you got 2 different things, you got 2 different indices that you can trade on it. Be very good for nighttime traders especially, and a way to take advantage of that. So right now, all I've seen in there so far is a weekly binary. Let me see if they've added. Let me double check right now. And I know it's just like completely in beta at the moment, so it's nothing to get excited about yet. But they used to have the Kospi on there, and that is, you want to talk about something that is difficult to get access to a data feed for at least the average trader. You got a Bloomberg, whatever, but just a very difficult one. Through all the major data feeds I know, it's even extremely difficult. And like I was talking to Pinson about getting it. And even with the data feed, to get all the tick data you want and getting the format you want it and feeding in and doing everything that you're used to, it'd be very, very challenging. But let's go over here, see this new China 50 coming up. Like I said there, so far, Then we got weeklies. They're just testing it. They're not even open right now. And they expire like 3:55 in the morning, so I'm imagining they're going to open somewhere around 6 or 7. And but they have limited hours that they're open, and they just got the weeklies, no intradays. Might have intradays in the morning when they pop up. And I'm usually just not up watching at that time of night. But for those of you looking for that, that'll be a great opportunity, and those who want to take advantage of that. So just more and more cool stuff they keep adding in. Okay, so that gets us through that. But like I said, just one more report. Now, the other exciting news happening over on Nadex, if you haven't heard already, you need to right now stop whatever you're doing, okay? Go to TFNN.com. And you're going to see the virtual trading competition. Fake money, real cash, okay? So you get to trade a demo account. They're going to set up a unique demo account. So if you already have a Nadex demo, they're going to give you a separate one just for this, okay? And giving away $10,000 in cash prizes, $3,000 to the first place, plus 5 people getting $100 a day on random drawing, plus a copy of Tommy O'Brien's book. In addition, second place $1,500, third place $750, fourth place $500, fifth place $500, sixth through ninth place, or actually sixth through 10th place $250, and then 11th through 20th also get a copy of the book. The daily winners has nothing to do with how good you do. If you just get in there every day, place at least a trade, you're entered into the random drawing contest for the 5 daily winners. So there's going to be 70 prizes given out, 45 total winners, but you have to register now. They are going to close registration no later than September 25th, okay? Noon, September 25th is when registration closes. But they can't, trying to pull all these reports on everybody and keep everything up, they are going to cap out how many people are able to enter into the competition. I don't know the cap. I'm not in charge of that stuff. But when it caps out, the form will come down, okay? So my recommendation is just click the button now and go ahead and get yourself registered and up and on there, and you'll get a email with your information, okay, put up on there. And I believe Tommy O'Brien is also going to be doing an exclusive webinar for people who register as well. So if you register, you're going to get access to their interactive chat room, and again, he's going to do a webinar on the 25th at 6 o'clock and showing you stuff about how to trade on the Nadex platform and everything else. So anyways, just something I wanted you to check out and be able to see. And like I said, there's no reason not to do it. It costs you nothing. To enter, you're risking nothing. By doing it, because you're trading in a demo competition, you can actually land at real cash. And these are always a lot of fun. And you can read all the rules. Make sure you do read the rules, and how it works. And no cheating, stuff like that. But anyways, read it, fill it out, and it's just fun. So we'll be announcing those prizes all throughout the day, every day. All right, stay there. We'll be back right after this break.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. Funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders, take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
All right, folks, welcome back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And we're just going over the competition again. If you have not registered for the virtual trading competition, register now. Homepage TFNN.com. Right-click on virtual trading competition. They got education. Tommy's going to do and I guess he's going to go to Madness. I don't know if he's going to go over whatever it is you're going to want to know. You're going to want to attend, but also get a head start. Don't wait. On that too. Like that's a big benefit of getting on there now. But also, go hop in there and take advantage of the education we have on the site under the scanner. So you can go down here, box spread scanner, binary scanner. We talk about binaries, talk about spreads on Nadex. That's the deviations, everything. Get access to that now. 2-week trial will take you through the competition, more than that, so you can check everything out. We got the deviation levels on there. We got the tutorial videos on there. Also on Nadex's site under their webinar section, education webinar section, and everything else. We talk about that, actually, I think, on the homepage. We tell you. So if we go right over here, where is it at? Questions, where can I learn more? They got their Academy trading videos right over here. And so they give you a bunch of basic videos on Nadex as well. They get you some stuff going. And then, of course, just their whole education section. So the webinars. So I do webinars for them all the time as well. And but just some great stuff. Their YouTube channel, full of videos. I just want to get you going and get you started and get you ready for this competition. Okay, well, that we got through the 22nd, just to give you a glimpse of what we're looking at next week. We have new home sales coming on the 24th, and as I was mentioning on the last before the break there, that should affect copper as well. We're going to be looking for a 9 to 11 a.m. $30 minimum profit on euro, not on copper. Just be aware that can cause some volatility if you're a copper trader, and you can trade copper on Nadex, by the way. And then we got, what else do we have? Other two main releases looks like I have on my list right now are the CAD Core retail sales, a little bit quieter of a week, and that's going to be 8 to 10 a.m. And with that, 8 to 10, we're looking for a $20, pretty quiet one, $20 minimum take profit on the trade, okay, for doing an iron condor that's buying the lower spread, selling the upper spread. And then going on up here, we're looking at, let's see, we got U.S. various releases. We got a variety of them, core durable good orders and durable good orders, and looking for a $25 minimum profit iron condor. And that's entering, like I said, at 8 a.m. for a 10 a.m. expiration with the release coming out at 8:30. Okay? $25 minimum take profit. Those are our main news trades. Of course, we got oil inventory coming out on Wednesday, like we do every Wednesday at 10:30. We got natural gas coming out on Thursday at 10:30. We got unemployment claims coming out on Thursday at 8:30. And some other things on the list. Let's look through and see what we got. Those are the trades I already have done. Let's see right there. We got Draghi is speaking. We're going to want to have that on our list for Monday, 9 a.m. So that's definitely a be aware event. So he's the head guy there. So add that one on my list. Let's make sure we got that done. Dudley speaking should not be as big of a deal, but doesn't hurt to be aware of it. And typing that up, making the notes. Hopefully you're taking some notes too. And we've got another little one at night. Let's see. A lot of these are usually just little speeches, FOMC speeches. So speaking at an economic club, yeah, I wouldn't even worry about that right there. But that'll take you through the show. So, anyways, y'all have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow on Bull Bear Binary Hour with Tommy O'Brien and on the Diagnostic Trading Hour right here. Y'all have a great day.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
You're watching Tiger TV.